Are you a little confused about the handicap system in golf? Well, that's all right. Everybody is. All right. So the handicap system, I'm not going to go into deep detail about how it works. There are a few formulas to figure out your own handicap plus, the handicap you have per the course rating. So just to give you a simplified version, especially if you're new to golf, just to kind of give you an idea of what the handicap system is in golf and what it's used for, I just want to give you a brief explanation of how it works. And sorry if my camera's shaking a little bit. I'm driving right now. Probably not the most responsible thing in the world. But hey, I consider this like a conversation. If I'm talking with someone in my car, it's not like I can't drive. Alright, so handicap. Basically, if you're not a very good golfer, or not a pro golfer, you have a handicap. Pro golfers don't have handicaps. They are freaking good. They have a handicap of 0, or some people call it a scratch golfer. They don't need it. If you are an average golf player and you want to compete, whether it's even just with your friends, you want to do a friendly bet, or if it's in a local tournament, then you have a handicap system to kind of equalize the playing field. So the handicap is supposed to help you in those tournaments to make it more equal. So if you average 100 on a golf course, you're around 100, 105 or something like that, then you probably have a handicap around 26. Meaning if you scored 105 or so on a course, then you can minus 26 to your score. And then that will kind of equalize the playing field. If someone is a better golfer than you and their handicap is 10 and they got like a 88, then they can minus 10 and they'll have a 72. So it kind of equalizes the playing field when you have the handicap. Now, to get your handicap, I would suggest, especially if you're a new golfer, get an app similar to, or just get this one. I'm going to do a review video on this someday, but get the Swing by Swing app. It's pretty sweet. It kind of figures it out for you. You put in your score and it keeps track of all your scores and the courses that you're playing on, because I use it as a GPS as well. And it will give you a pretty good estimate of what your handicap is. You can also use the GHIN app, which would be official, going through the USGA, and you can get your handicap through there and post your scores. So how the handicap works, just again, simplified version, there are formulas, you can look them up. If I explain them in video, it probably would be too much anyway. So basically, to get your handicap, and this is USGA standards, you can, of your last 20 scores, they will take your best 10 and multiply that by 0.96. So basically 96% of your best scores, or the average of your best scores. So of your 10 of your last 20, the best 10. Sorry, that's a little confusing. So by multiplying by 0.96, you're not just having the average of your best 10 scores, but slightly better than that. The handicap is supposed to be there to help figure out what a golfer's potential is, not necessarily just giving your average score. So once you have your handicap figured out through having the best top 10 of your last 20 scores and multiplying that by 0.96, and again, not to go too complicated into this, but that will also depend on the golf club or the course that you're playing at and the course difficulty. So that will have to be put into your score as well, or your handicap. So once you do have your handicap, and I'm not saying that, hey, yeah, your last 20 scores, then you officially have a handicap. Your handicap changes constantly. You always have to be entering your handicap, which is why I like using an app, just to always keep track of my scores. But it is constantly changing, but unless you're improving a ton or working on your swing, or maybe you're not at all, it might not change that much. You'll probably stay around the same for a while. So once you have that handicap, then if you're playing in a tournament or just with some buddies, again, if you're having a friendly wager or whatever, then you would use that handicap and apply it to the course rating. So there's a course rating, which is basically the average for a scratch golfer, and then there's a slope rating, which is the average for a bogey golfer. And again, you can look up these formulas, but an easy way to remember it is you do it according to the slope rating. So if the slope rating of the course is like 120, you divide that by 113. Just remember the number 113, which is basically the average slope rating for all courses, I guess. So let's say the slope rating for the course is 120, divide that by 113, and then multiply that number by your handicap that you already have. And then that's your course handicap. And then when you're playing on the course with your buddies and you figure that all out, your friend has a 10, you have a 14, and your other buddy has like a 26 handicap, after you figured out your course handicap, then you can minus that handicap to your score at the end of your game. And then that just equalizes things. So if you're playing with a buddy who's like a 2 handicap and he always kicks your trash, and you never want to have fun or like have a competition with them because you know you're going to lose, you're not going to make any bets with them because you know you're going to lose. But if you have the handicap all figured out, then you have a chance. If his handicap is 2 and yours is 26, and he's only minusing 2 from his end score, then when you're minusing 26, you actually have a chance, and you can actually make it fun. So that way, all golfers, no matter their skill level, can have fun competition and play against each other. So hopefully this helps. If you're a little confused on a handicap system, again, this is just a very simple, brief explanation of the handicap system. You can go look up all the formulas if you're more interested. It can be a little complicated, but that's the good thing about using those apps for figuring out your handicap, because then it's not too difficult. And then you can work on applying that to the course and using the course rating as well. So hopefully you can get that figured out, have fun. If it's too complicated using the course rating, just go with the simple handicap. But the whole point is to have fun, be able to compete with other people at different skill levels, and I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I'll do a video soon explaining more how to apply your handicap to the course rating. So I'll bring out a scorecard and I'll show you. But for now, I just wanted to give you a simple video for new golfers who don't understand the handicap system, so you can understand what people are saying when they're like, well, what's your handicap? Well, I'm a 12. And you're like, well, I don't know what I am. I usually score 115. So just to help you out a little bit, if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. If you have a better way of explaining the handicap or a really good link to the website, I'm totally fine if you post that. I just want to help people figure out how to use the handicap and make golf competition more fun. So please like this video, subscribe. I do review videos as well of equipment, and also just fun videos regarding golf, whatever. I love anything golf. And hopefully you enjoyed. Keep swinging, my friends.